Hello, my name is Maru and welcome to Summoner School. Today we will be discussing Lee Sin, the Blind Monk. Lee Sin is a very versatile champion who relies on energy as a resource. He's tanky, can jungle, and has some of the best ganks and team fight control. All of his abilities, except for his ultimate, have 2 uses. Lee Sin's passive is Flurry. Whenever Lee Sin uses an ability, he will gain an attack speed boost for his next 2 attacks. These auto attacks also store 15 energy each. They do not stack, so it's best to hit an enemy twice before using another skill to get the most use out of it. Sonic Wave is Lee Sin's first ability. Sonic Wave is a skill shot that deals a fair chunk of physical damage and reveals the enemy hit for a short time. Once an enemy has been struck by Sonic Wave, it has a second part which is used as a great finisher, Resonating Strike. Resonating Strike can only be used on a target that has been tagged with Sonic Wave. It will deal a fair chunk of damage as well as 8% of the target's missing health. It is one of Lee Sin's best abilities for taking down targets. If you use it too early, it could ruin a fight, but if you use it just right, you could take him down low enough to use that one last auto attack to kill him. The second of Lee Sin's ability is Safeguard. Safeguard will cause Lee Sin to jump to his target and shield them for a few seconds. You can use this ability on yourself, allies of all kinds, and even wards. After using Safeguard, Lee Sin will be able to use Iron Will. You can use Iron Will as an additional defensive ability when you are being attacked or as a way to regen health. If you use your W and reactivate it again to use Iron Will and you smite a target, you will gain health back because of the spell vamp. Lee Sin's third ability is Tempest. Tempest will deal magic damage in AoE and reveal targets for 4 seconds. Once you have used Tempest, you can reactivate it again to activate Cripple. Cripple will affect all targets already affected by Tempest by lowering their attack and movement speed. Cripple is very effective while ganking, as a way of hindering enemies in a team fight, as a way of escaping or to prevent an enemy from escaping. When I jungle as Lee Sin, I do suggest starting with Tempest. Lee Sin's fourth and final ability is Dragon's Rage. This is the ability every champion wants in the league. It is by far the best ability in the game. It can stop a Karthus ultimate. It can kill a Soraka. You can do anything you want. This is Lee Sin's ultimate. Lee Sin uses a deadly roundhouse kick on a single enemy, knocking them back and doing massive damage. Enemies that have felt the Dragon's Rage out of Lee Sin's deadly foot will soar backwards, and any enemy they hit while going backwards will also be knocked up and dealt the same damage. You can use Dragon's Rage as a way to get him away from your team, knock an enemy to your team, or just do tons of damage. One of the best things you can do and one of the most effective ways to finish somebody off as Lee Sin is use your Q ability, Sonic Wave, on a target and then kick them away with your Dragon's Rage and using it once again to end their life. If you're like me and you see, hey, that guy only has about 100 health, I know, I'll go up to him and I'll use my ability to finish him off. Don't do this. I do this sometimes, you'll see it in the video. Don't do it. This is a terrible way to finish people off. And half the time, you'll screw up, they'll live, and you'll feel like an idiot. Thank you very much for watching this video. Now, I would like to discuss some things about Lee Sin that I was not quite able to point out in Maru's video. I prefer to play Lee Sin as a jungler. The best thing you can start with is his E ability, Tempest, for it is the most effective in the jungle. Personally, I like to start at red. When I'm able to get the red ability, you should be able to level up unless one of your allies took the experience. Once you get red buff, you want to get your Q ability, Resonating Strike. If you see any lanes that are being pretty pushed, or looks like they're a little bit cocky, go over there, start with your E, slow them, use your Q, keep hitting them and they should be pretty low. Most likely they will flash away if they haven't. Use it again and you should be able to get a pretty easy first blood. One other tip is Lee Sin, which I often don't do, is I always try to look for a gank. Don't do this unless it's usually open. Always try to be farming as much experience as you can. In a team fight, your main focus is to get in there, support your people in the back, get a slow out, and just do as much damage as you can. One of the most important parts of Lee Sin is his ability to slow with Tempest. When leveling Lee Sin, you want to start with E, and then the next thing you want to get is Q, and then you want to get W, and then you want to alternate between Q and E until they're max. Obviously you want to take your ultimate at rank 6, 11, and 16. The build for Lee Sin is to start with cloth armor and 5 health potions. I've seen some people go Vampiric Scepter, but that's your call really. The first thing you want to get as Lee Sin is you want to pick up a Wriggle's Lantern and rank 1 boots in the jungle. Next item you want with Lee Sin is Warmog's armor, and then you want to pick up an Atmos Impaler. When I do play Lee Sin though, I usually try to play him as a pretty tanky and supportive guy. You do not want to take the kills on a gank, but if you have to, then do it. Just a bit of an end note, I find Lee Sin as an extremely fun champion. He is extremely versatile and you can get around the map very, very quickly. When you've learned all of his abilities and been able to do them pretty well, you should do really well in games. Just don't be afraid to practice and screw around every once in a while. Thank you very much for watching this. This has been Aylwin. Tempest can be used for... No, you don't use it for farming, you fucktard. And that's a motorcycle outside. You can probably hear it. Hi, motorcycle.